Hello, my name is Jessie Swike. I am 23 years old. I'm applying for the full summer season and I'm available the whole time. And I'm applying to be an actor this summer. So, hello Acadia Rep, and this is the story of Puss in Boots. Now, once upon a time, there was a miller, and he was very poor. So poor, in fact, that when he died, he had almost nothing to leave to his sons. The first son got the mill, the second son got the horse, and the third son, who was not the sharpest knife in the drawer, got the cat. Now, the youngest son, whose name was David, though he was not particularly intelligent, was smart enough to realize that you can't really make your living off a cat.
Got a bit of a problem here. Just cat. It's not gonna be very helpful with making a living.
Excuse me, Monsieur le Master, but I have a proposition for you.
I think the cat just talked to me. The cat just talked?
Yes, I talked. I can hear you too. I speak perfectly. I understand what you are saying. My name is Puss, and I think I have a proposition for you. I can help you and solve all of your problems if you will give me a big bag and a pair of boots. Nice boots, mind you. Black leather, little buckle, tiny heel. Nothing cheap.
Well, to solve all my problems, I guess a pair of boots is a reasonable investment, so you got yourself a deal, cat.
So David went to the shoemaker's shop, and he had them make a special pair of boots for his cat. Puss took the boots and the big bag and went into the woods. He buckled on the boots, and he used the bag to catch a bunch of rabbits, which he then took immediately to the castle. And he went in and he laid the bag full of rabbits at the feet of the princess and the king and said, "Your Majesties, my name is Puss in Boots, and these are from my master David, the Marquis."
What's that? Is that a cat? Is that cat talking to us?
Father, this cat's name is Puss in Boots, and he has brought us presents from the Marquis. The Marquis!
Oh, well that's right nice of you, little kitten, and you just tell your master thank you.
Which Puss did. And he then proceeded to bring the king and the princess gifts several times a week. He brought them rabbits, sometimes partridges, sometimes fat trout from the river, and soon the entire court was talking about this elusive Marquis who no one had ever met but who sent such generous gifts. Eventually, Puss decided that it was time for the elusive Marquis to meet the king and the princess. So he waited for a day when he knew that the king would be taking his carriage out into the country for a ride. And on that day, he suddenly decided that it was time for his master to take up swimming in the cold river.
Puss, I really don't like this. This is really undignified, and I feel very uncomfortable in this position.
You are fine. Just do not feel reinvigorated by the water and more alive, perhaps, maybe.
I feel stupid. I don't like this. Why are my clothes under a rock?
Remember, you promised you would do exactly as I said. And have I led you astray yet? No, I have not. So, but, I can hear the king and the princess, they are coming. So Puss rushed up the bank and said, "Help, your majesties, my master the Marquis is drowning in the river. Look at his distress." Be distressed. Oh, he is in such danger. Help him, help him.
Oh, is that the little kitty cat? Hi, little kitty. What you want?
Father, the Marquis is drowning. Quickly send some of the servants to help him. So the servants rushed down the hill to help save save the Marquis, who was drowning terribly. It was awful. And as they helped him onto the bank, they noticed that he was missing something. "Oh, your majesties, it was a calamity. The robbers came and they stole all of my master's clothes. How tragic." The princess was very interested, but the king made sure that David got clothes right away. And in his fine, fancy new suit, he looked positively royal. So no one thought to mention the fact that they'd never seen him before, because he looked like he fit right in. As they were attiring his master, Puss whispered some instructions to the coachman and then rushed off ahead. They decided to take a slightly different route than the king had originally intended, but he didn't really notice. He was distracted by the fact that he had a new guest in the carriage. Puss raced ahead of the carriage and the train and ran into a field full of hard-working farmers. "Excuse me, monsieur, could you help me, please?" "Sure, what can we do for you?" "Hello? Who's there?"
"I'm down here, you idiot! Look down, hello!"
"I don't... Holy Toledo, it's a talking cat. Did anybody see that? Are you a demon?" "No, I am not..."
Yes, yes! I am a ferocious demon. Now will you do what I say?
"Huh? Yes? What do you want us to do?" "There's a carriage coming by very shortly. The king will be inside, and you are to tell him that these fields belong to the Marquis. Do you understand? Goodbye." "Okay, we'll tell them that they belong to the Marquis, but they really belong to the vicious ogre up the hill." But Puss was already gone. When the carriage came by shortly after, and the king and the princess admired the beautiful rolling fields, they were suddenly assaulted by an entire group of farmers who were clamoring to tell them that these are the fields of the Marquis, these are the Marquis's fields, they belong to him and only him, and we work for him in these fields. The Marquis, who was in the carriage at the time, was also astonished to hear the news, but played it off cool.
Yeah, these are my fields. These people work for me.
In these fields, which are mine." Puss had gone up the hill to the castle where the great ogre lived. He sneaked inside and came to the throne room of the ogre.
Hello? Who are you?
"You are truly as great as they have said, Master Ogre. I am Puss in Boots, and I have just come to look upon your majesty and see how truly great and ferocious you are. Now, I have also heard it said that you are a master of magic."
Well, I don't know about a master. Who am I kidding? I'm a magic master. I'm a great magician. I'm kind of the best in the world, you know. How it goes when you're an ogre with a lot of powers.
"Yes, yes, and I have heard that you can turn into anything you want. You could say become something great and fierce, or something very, very small."
Yes, I could be a lion. Isn't that impressive?
No.
No? Well, what about an elephant?
No.
I could be a sperm whale if I wanted to.
That seems highly impractical. But forgive me, your greatness. You can do all of these fabulous things, but could you turn into something very, very small? It would be much more impressive. And I do not even think it is possible that you could turn into, say, I don't know, a mouse.
A mouse? Well, I'll show you. See? I told you I'd be a mouse if I wanted to.
Yes, you certainly did. Very impressive. And no sooner had Puss eaten the ogre, but that there was a knock on the door, and the entire royal train entered, with the king, the princess, and Master David, otherwise known as the Marquis. "Ah, welcome, your majesties, to the house of my master, the Marquis."
Oh, that little kitty's turning up again. Oh, what did he say this time?
"Father, this is the place where the Marquis lives. This is his house. Here."
Yeah, this is my house. It's real big. Impressive. Bigger and more impressive than I remember.
And so the king, who was impressed with how impressive the house was, and with the large fields, and who thought that young David, the Marquis, was
a real improvising youngster, you're good at business,
decided that it would be prudent to marry him to his daughter, who had taken a shine to the young man. So Puss was as good as his word, and had set up his master for life, solved all of his problems, and given him anything and everything he'd ever wanted, and never had to chase mice again, unless he wanted to. The end. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye!